Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Taurus energy. We'll get a few of these cards out, then we'll get clarifiers on it to fill out the story of what's going on. Some people in their Taurus energy are listening to their intuition. They want to they're listening to their intuition to overcome their own inner conflict about whatever might be going on in their life, to have victory over it, maybe their own inner conflict or their own kind of prideful, egotistical nature, or other people in their life that like to fight and argue. And they want to take this creative action to take time to look at themselves and the world around themselves from a new perspective, to expand their perception of themselves and the world around them so that they can come together with others in joy and celebration, and so that their foundation can change. If they had been people that were in shadowy energy, shadowy Taurus energy can be people that are much more focused on money and materialism and status and image. And if there were some people that were previously hiding that they operate from pride and ego, they ended up maybe getting into some relationships or jobs or ways of being within their foundation that make them feel stuck. And now they kind of got themselves in a pickle, right? Being stubborn, being prideful, thinking money and materialism was all that was important, maybe being stubborn and trying to prove a point. People could have gotten in a relationship with other people out of their competitive nature. Some of them are going to keep moving forward with that relationship. They're still hiding from they still don't want people to know that they're motivated by pride and ego. They might go get in a relationship with a Pisces and come together in a relationship or a marriage because they are very competitive. They might want to very competitive in the 3D world. I want to look like I'm really successful. In my Six of Wands, I want to ride through town and I want to have everybody look up and admire me because I have a certain amount of status and image and money and materialism. At least in their mind, that might be what they think people will do. People might think they're an idiot for all we know, but our life is just what we think it is, right? So some of them are going to get in a relationship with someone because of pride and ego, just kind of like to prove a point. I am not going to change. I am not going to see things from an enlightened point of view. I'm not going to see life any differently than I see it. It's all about me and my ego and my image and money and materialism. And others of you listen to your intuition, and if you were trying to move forward with someone in a relationship and you found out they were kind of prideful and egotistical and stubborn and you wanted things to change and you took creative action to try to get this person to maybe see things from a new perspective, offering them love, some people, they have these illusions of life and what life is supposed to be about, probably because they have a lot of fears and insecurities. And, you just could have seen through the illusion and saw that this person is toxic. And even though you might have love for them and wish them peace, you have lifted up your investment with them and you are balancing out your strong emotions so that you aren't in inner conflict about it and in your pride and ego about it. When we realize everybody is where they're at, it's kind of all part of God's divine plan, that they are where they're at. We can't make someone see a truth about their being, our shadow side is you're being immature, you're being selfish, you're being indulgent, you're being selfish, greedy, lazy, bossy, controlling, toxic. What you're doing in your life is unhealthy. We can't make people see life differently than they see it right now. they have to do that battle within themselves. So we balance out our strong emotions about it in Sagittarius energy in order to bring change to our life, because the only person we should try to control is ourself. And if we want to be at peace, we balance out our strong emotions with love and compassion and hope and faith and belief, so that it's also us changing our perception of ourselves, seeing other people that we might have seen as loving and nurturing that we thought were going to move forward with us. We need to maybe see them from a new perspective that we maybe weren't seeing before. We could have been in illusions about someone being different than what they were. And if we want to be at peace within our own foundation and be able to come together with people in joy and celebration, we just have to be enlightened to the truth and accept that people where they are and allow everyone to be where they're at, and just keep moving forward with our life. And we wish people that aren't moving forward with us peace. So, some people that are in shadowy energy right now have a lot of strong emotions. They might view the people who are emotionally balanced and that are willing to go with the flow, have become enlightened, are at peace within themselves. The people that are in shadowy Taurus energy might view those people as the competition, and in their pride and ego and their competitive nature, they want to show you. So right now, some of the people that are in shadowy Taurus energy could be hiding that they like to indulge in their more immature nature of their pride and ego, because the Queen of Wands is Leo energy, and they hide the truth. The truth is love. They don't maybe connect in with their intuition and their loving nature. They think they'll be happy enough in the world being immature and emotionally manipulative and operating from pride and ego. And they might be communicating to someone, maybe a Leo, or the Queen of Wands can mean the other man, other woman. They might secretly be communicating with that person because they want to go indulge themselves. If they think there's someone else in the world who might maybe be in their pride and ego, who also might be competitive, maybe a competitor, they're going to communicate to that person. They're not going to tell them the truth, but they're going to go try to indulge themselves with that person to show the people in their life who are balanced, like, ha, I'm going to piss you off. I'm going to go indulge myself with someone else. They want to, in their pride and ego, 6 of Wands Leo energy, they want to have a victory. 7 of Swords, 2 of Swords, they are moving away. The 7 of Swords is someone being deceptive and manipulative. They want to look like a shining star in the world. They are moving away from listening to their intuition. They have mental conflict about the truth. And so they could be emotionally confused. They could have illusions that thinking that this strategy of being deceptive and manipulative is going to work. It won't. Might work for a while, but it'll backfire on their face. But what people who don't want to listen to their intuition and see through the illusion of their kind of emotionally defensive, prideful, egotistical nature that's kind of running their life right now, and they don't want to deal with their emotional confusion they have about that, they're going to do some type of action in order to confuse other people about the truth. If there are people in their life who are very emotionally balanced, who don't play games, this person wants to try to do something to take the focus off of them and probably put the focus on someone else and make it look like someone else is being deceptive and manipulative and trying to emotionally confuse people about the truth. So they are going to try to go have a victory operating from pride and ego, and maybe go get in a relationship with someone who they might perceive as being stuck right now for some reason. They think they can manipulate someone by making them a love offer. But the person they might want to go manipulate might, well, we'll have to read it both ways. They could go try to make an offer to someone who is kind of immature, who is kind of stuck, who is maybe trying to balance out their emotions right now because of some type of conflict going on in their life. If they're making an offer to someone who also is stubborn and prideful and maybe very competitive, egotistical, they might try to balance things out with them. But the person they're going to communicate is defensive to them. It could be an air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini, but they're going to make them a love offer. They want to come together in a relationship, a friendship, a family group, a work group. They want to create illusion because I think they want to indulge themselves. They want to kind of juggle and play games, and they want this person to love them and indulge them. I'll be selfish and greedy and bossy and controlling and bratty and manipulative and whatever. And I want you to love me, okay? And just stay focused on me. Don't take that cup of love from the universe. Whoever's in devil energy, they want people to focus on them. Like, have lust towards me, have want towards me. Maybe they're a Capricorn. Maybe they're someone who, at least in their mind, they think they have status or image or wealth or good looking. And they think people should be tempted to be in a relationship with them. And once they can get this person to come together in a relationship or a marriage with them, that's when they're going to start playing their games and not really investing. Kind of like, well, you love me because in Capricorn energy, I might have all these things of the world that we want in the world. Like, I got sex, drugs, money, materialism, whatever. Come be in a relationship with me. And then I'm going to juggle you, and I'm not really going to invest in you. But I'm going to keep doing things to maybe instill some fear and insecurity in you so that you keep focused on me and you don't take that cup of love from the universe and balance out your strong emotions that you have in order to bring change to your life, because then you'd probably move away from me. For others of them, they might not be listening to their intuition. Some of them might foolishly think that they can go talk to someone who harnesses high vibe Leo energy, someone who is intuitive, someone who is bold and brave, and they think they can hide the truth. And they think they can communicate to someone like that and indulge themselves. They want to have a victory with that person. They think because they're not seeing things clearly, they might be approaching a very intuitive, bold, brave, confident person who loves themselves, male or female, who does listen to their intuition, but they aren't listening to their intuition. So they're not perceiving things clearly, and they think they can have a victory with this person being deceptive and manipulative and trying to create some illusion and emotional confusion. In their pride and ego of their Pisces nature, when we're in kind of a shadowy Pisces, that is kind of a living in la la land, fantasy land, they might think they can manipulate someone by making them a love offer. But the high vibe people are enlightened to the truth, and they are people who believe in their dreams, and they're not letting anybody in their future who isn't enlightened. So this person is going to come make them a love offer, thinking they can create illusion either about a Capricorn who juggled them, or illusion about why they maybe juggled this person in the past, in order to come together in some relationship with this person, hoping that this loving person in the world will offer them a new emotional beginning. And they might be surprised to find out, if they go to a high vibe person, that that person's enlightened. They've listened to their intuition. They've freed themselves from the things that had control of them: lust, greed, pride, ego, competitive energy, fear, insecurity. This person's foundation, they've worked through all those issues. Those people are in a place of love. But I don't really, these people aren't going to invest in this person if this person is creating an illusion, not being truthful, trying to like charm someone or manipulate someone. They don't realize that the loving people of the world, who are bold and brave and confident, have lifted up their investment within them. They're no longer invested in them. They might not be investing in anyone else right now, but they're just working on themselves. They're putting in work and effort to free themselves, to prepare for their foundation to have a new loving beginning moving forward. They, in temperance energy, it talks about waiting for divine timing, being patient, getting at peace within yourself. And this person might be kind of surprised if they offer love to someone in Aries energy who's bold and brave, creative, intuitive, and loving. They might be surprised when that person wishes them peace and love, but isn't in negative energy about them. I'm not in my lust and pride about you. I'm not in my competitive energy about you. I'm not in my fear and insecurity about myself or my future. I'm balanced. I'm just getting things balanced before I move into the next phase of my life. And they might be surprised that this person isn't in isn't feeling stuck, isn't in their pride and ego, isn't defensive, that this person is kind of like loving and warm, but I'm balanced. I'm not going to entertain the devil. So if you want to bring your devilish ways over here, I'll be kind and respectful. I'll wish you peace, but I won't be investing in you. I'll try to maintain balance and harmony with you, but I'm not going to, again, give in to my lust or my greed or my fear or my codependency or whatever. I'm balanced. I'm at peace within myself. I offer peace to you, then the ball goes back in their court. It's kind of like, maybe for some of them, they were hoping to bring themselves in with a love offer, and then they don't have to do anything. It's kind of like, well, there, you take it from there. Are you desperate? Are you afraid? Are you fearful? Are you insecure? Are you going to get in a relationship with me? Perfect. Let me indulge in a relationship with you, and I'll just juggle. And they're going to find out that the high vibe people they approach aren't going to jump at the chance to be in a relationship with them. They're going to wish them peace and stay balanced. And it's kind of like, what are you going to do? Are you going to be balanced and at peace within yourself? Or, I read this book. It really helped with my oldest daughter. It was by Dr. Savage, and it was called How to Behave So Your Child Will Too. And it talks about, like when somebody's jumping up and down and they're having all this commotion, that you don't jump up and down and you stay very calm and reasonable. It's kind of like somebody trying to push your buttons, and you just stay calm and reasonable, kind of like, okay, what's the problem? Okay, and just deal with it or handle whatever goes on in a really calm manner. And when one person in a dynamic changes, the other people can kind of keep jumping up and down and trying to cause chaos and whatever, but eventually they kind of get tired of it because you're not taking the bait anyway. And it might help them balance out their strong emotions and be able to change. And maybe as you do that within yourself, maybe the people who've been juggling between, isn't a relationship and a foundation supposed to be where I'm secretive and I keep my emotions hidden beneath the surface and I'm kind of in the devil energy, all about my fears, my wants, my needs, my lusts, my greed? Aren't you just supposed to love me? It's like, yeah, I can love you from over here and not really be invested in a relationship with you. I have distanced myself from you. I listened to my intuition about, is this my wish fulfillment? This person isn't being open and honest and loving. I think I'm going to listen to my intuition and belief in my dreams to take bold creative action in my life, to listen to my intuition to move forward in my life. I'm going to take some creative, inspired action to have victory over the people in my life that are being deceptive and manipulative, trying to emotionally confuse me, make me feel stuck, make me feel like I'm unsure of what the truth is. All I need to know is, are people being open and honest and loving? And if they're not, I'm going to keep moving forward, listening to my intuition to guide me. I'm going to take time to become enlightened to the truth by trying to see them from a different perspective, because we tend to have these mirrors out here because we tend to view other people in the world as being like us. Basically, we project our traits and ways of being onto other people, and they're maybe not that at all. They could be over here. And they're kind of fearful, insecure, selfish, greedy, maybe deceptive, manipulative. They look out at the world and they think other people are like them. So while you could be loving and giving, because, and then you view them that way, because they know that they're kind of prideful, egotistical, manipulative, a little deceptive, they think you're that way too. And when you keep, people that are in shadowy energy because of the way they act can sometimes get you to act out of your character, and it can start making you act like a crazy person. And it's like, that does not bring that, it does not make me emotionally fulfilled. It's kind of like if I've got someone who's immature, I might not pay very much attention to them because they're not speaking the truth. And I just might keep moving on with my life because I ain't got time for people who want to try to manipulate me and confuse me. I'm going to listen to my intuition and I'm going to keep taking creative, inspired action to work through my own mental conflict that I might have about moving away from this person. But if this person is causing me a lot of mental conflict and a lot of emotional confusion, that's not loving. Loving people don't try to manipulate you and emotionally confuse you and make you feel stuck. So until that energy dynamic between the two of you changes, where it's clear, where it's open, where it's honest, I'm going to keep on moving on. And then the other person might be, because again, they're immature and they're operating out of pride and ego, trying to stop you from moving forward. And you say, you know what? I think life's about love. I wish you peace and love, but I'm going to manifest my dreams into reality. And I'm going to keep listening to my intuition about people who choose to be disrespectful, dishonest, selfish, greedy, controlling, possessive, jealous, have addictions, whatever you got. I wish you peace, but I'm lifting up, investing time, energy, and effort in you. I see that my ship of dreams is not going to come in with someone who's in shadowy energy. And until you do that work within yourself, I'm going to work on me. I'm going to balance out my strong emotions because I do have love for you. I might have passion towards you. I might have a lot of things that I wish would come true with you. But we can all have a lot of wants and lusts in the world. But if it is not, if it's, I don't want to live a life of illusion. I don't want to invest emotionally in someone who presents themselves as one way to the world, but internally they're this way, or behind closed doors out there that way. I don't want to live a life of like an illusion that I present to the world. I want to really come together with people in joy and celebration. People who are intuitive, people who are connected in with their emotions and their intuition, people who, when they get tipped into their more fearful, insecure, I want things my way, selfish, greedy nature, that they listen to their intuition about that and they invest time, energy, and effort to maintain their balance so they don't tip into their shadow nature. They find balance to stay balanced between, we've all got our wanty nature, but we also, if we want to work together with people, we have to balance out our wants and needs with being loving and just and fair and acting with character and integrity so that we can move forward in the energy of love and balance and harmony. So, it just depends on how much time has gone by. Initially, when someone is either kind of being indulgent in a relationship or prideful or stubborn, and you could move away from them, well, if the person right away wasn't open and honest about it, well, they're not going to want to admit the truth. They're not going to listen to their intuition because they're in defense mode or pride and ego mode. They're probably going to create some illusion about why you move forward and why they maybe wouldn't communicated with the other man, other woman. And they maybe told a lie about all of that. But, when people are in a relationship, they have the free will. Do I choose love? Will I be open and honest? Or am I going to try to take a risk, to be deceptive, to try and hope that if I do that, that my partner who wants to have a victory with me will be so kind of feeling stuck and confused that they'll come back to be in a relationship with me and hide the truth and let me continue to be immature and indulgent with them. And when you kept moving on, you might have felt stuck too, but the whole thing is everybody felt stuck. Did you believe in yourself? Did you believe in yourself and your dreams and love yourself and encourage yourself every day? Treat yourself with kindness and compassion so that you could defend your inner child truth to not give up on your dreams and what you deserve? Protecting being enlightened to the truth that people either believe in love and they put in work and effort to be open and honest and loving, or they're trying to manipulate me. They want the scales tipped in their favor where they don't have to be at risk of being hurt. They don't have to be emotionally open and vulnerable. And they hope, because I love them, that they can manipulate the love that I have for them to make me stay in a relationship with them. And it's like, no. When I maybe wasn't around you and had distanced myself, I took time to see life from a new perspective, to see what's in my future could be if I keep believing in myself and I don't want prideful, egotistical people in my future, and I keep believing in my dreams. Well, you became enlightened and the other person, we have free will. What aspect of ourself are we going to feed? Because whichever dog we feed gets bigger. You fed your more loving, encouraging, believing nature to be at peace within yourself. The other person kept investing probably maybe in pride, ego, anger, whatever. So your foundation is like in joy and celebration. You did take that bold, brave, confident action to let go of old foundations, to have new foundations. You're listening to your intuition about things that aren't loving, and you're staying in an energy of love to maintain your balance about it. And also listening to your intuition that when you kind of tip into your fears or insecurities, you maintain balance within yourself by offering love to yourself so you stay balanced. You are just listening to your intuition, waiting for divine timing about what to do next. As you move forward, you could have somebody who's in Sagittarius Leo energy, who's very emotionally balanced, who's maybe been waiting for someone like you to come up the path, who wants to offer you a new emotional beginning. Because they see that your foundation is very balanced, that you have reconciled yourself with your past fears and insecurities. Anybody in your life who was deceptive and manipulative and tried to, manipulate you and keep you stuck and in your pride and ego. And they see that you've now had a new beginning and you're taking bold, creative action in your life. And they see that you're free from the devil. You listen to your intuition. It is no longer tempting you to align with your fearful, insecure nature, and you're not aligning with other people who tempt you to be in that energy. And you might have somebody in Sagittarius Leo energy who wants to have a new emotional beginning with you because they see that you are no longer investing time, energy, and effort into the past or past ways of being, and that you're not investing in maybe a relationship right now. So they might want to get in a relationship with you. The other people who were, when they snuck away from listening to their intuition, so instead of listening to their intuition that told them you should take creative, inspired action to see through your fears and insecurities, to believe in what can be, to have hope and faith and belief in love and in this relationship and in yourself, they're like, oh, I got mental conflict about love. I could get hurt. I don't know if I even believe in myself. I think maybe I should make my life more about operating from pride and ego and defensiveness. Maybe try to get in a relationship to make me look like a shining star in the world. And those people right now could be returning and talking to someone else, hoping, like I say, they're not acting in truth, because the truth is love, being open, being honest. Right now, they're emotionally confused, not seeing things clearly, under the influence of their more prideful nature, defensive nature, egotistical, selfish, whatever nature, immature nature. And they're hoping, if they communicate to this other person, that they can have a victory with that person, because they hope whoever it is that they're going to talk to, they're hoping that person is kind of in denial of the truth about them and maybe has illusions about them, so that they can continue to move forward in a relationship operating from pride and ego, being manipulative, being defensive, and hoping they can maybe move forward. They're hoping that someone in their Pisces energy who might feel stuck right now will make them a love offer, so they can manipulate that person to prove a point. I didn't have to be open and honest and authentic. I can be deceptive and manipulative. I can protect my pride and ego. I can manipulate someone else and create illusion around all of it. And they're hoping to get someone to come together with them in a relationship. And again, they're going to create illusion around the whole situation, and maybe create the illusion that they want to balance things out with someone. But the truth is, they could be very competitive. They could be getting in a relationship just because they're competitive with the people who actually are loving and kind, who moved on in their life. And they're still trying to defeat that person and get that person in toxic energy, instead of living like their own life. What is the motivation for what we do in life? Is it because, oh my gosh, I really like this person, I would like to get to know them better? Or is it more like, boy, I really want to stab that other person in the back. Can I use you to do that? I'm not going to tell you that's why I want to do it. if they can come together with someone who seems to be willing to get in a new relationship with them, they'll go be prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, pouty, bratty, bossy, controlling, toxic, selfish, possessive, aggressive, abusive, whatever their thing is, or maintain their addiction, whatever they got. And they're just going to juggle like they always have. But they might be trying to balance things out, maybe with a Leo. Again, they're kind of they're going to communicate to someone who they think, if they couldn't get the brave and confident people to be in a relationship with them, and those people moved on because they're not willing to do the work to be in a relationship with someone like that, they're hoping to communicate to someone who operates a little bit more from their pride and ego. Intuitively, they do think this person they're communicating wants to look like the winner, or look at me, I've had a victory, look at me, I got in a new relationship. You know, both of them could be people who are deceptive and manipulative and just like to create illusion in the world. They could both be people who operate from pride and ego, and they're immature and defend operating from pride and ego. But in their pride and ego, they're willing to move forward and create the illusion they're moving forward in a loving relationship or marriage, but it's all an illusion. Probably the reason they're in it is because of fear, insecurity, pride, ego, don't want to do the work it would take for them to be in relationships with loving people. So if they find someone else who operates from pride and ego, willing to create an illusion, willing to be in a relationship because of ego and image and money and materialism, well, they'll emotionally kind of invest in that illusion and just juggle and try to balance out their emotions that they're so prideful and egotistical and stubborn. For anybody who has someone trying to work things out with them and their intuition is telling them, I think this person's trying to work things out with me because of their pride and ego, or they're very competitive. The people who listen to their intuition know that this person isn't telling the truth. And even though they might have viewed this person as someone they could have emotional wish fulfillment with, because they nurture and love themselves and believe in themselves and their dreams, we're the only one who can care for our own inner child nature, our more vulnerable nature. And if we listen to our intuition to guide us, we won't get caught up in a relationship that we'd kind of be tempted to indulge ourselves in if that's not aligned with our intuition and the most loving thing for our most valuable aspects of self. And we're going to turn our back on people who we could indulge ourselves in order to be bold and brave and confident. We're going to listen to our intuition, and we're going to take bold creative action to overcome any inner conflict we have, to overcome how part of us in our mind might want to go back to this person we could have illusions about and not listen to our intuition. And we're like, nope, I'm going to take bold creative action to overcome my inner conflict, overcome my mind, which can be, I want to indulge myself. Oh, I want to, whatever, you get the idea. And you're like, nope, I am not doing that. Because I know I will just end up feeling stuck because I got manipulated by a love offer. I am going to move away from this person to try to gain insight. I want to manifest love with people who are enlightened, not people who are manipulative. So I'm going to protect my future while I try to, love myself and manifest love. And I'm going to listen to my intuition about people who try to tempt me to align with them. I might have love for them. It could be a family, a child, a parent, a loved one, a lover. You can have love for someone, but that person could want to tempt you to get in a relationship with them because they like to control you, they like to manipulate you, they want to tempt you to be in your fear, your insecurity, you're not believing in yourself, or tempt you with sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever. You know? And you're going to listen to your intuition about this person who's tempting you to keep maintaining your balance, staying in an energy of love and balance until your intuition tells you what to do next, basically. And our shadow nature can be much more impulsive. The people who aren't able to be disciplined or patient and or don't want to even try to balance out their strong emotions, those people, out of their more worldly nature or their wanting nature or their prideful nature, are going to go get in a relationship, try to manipulate someone, either because of wants, needs, lust, and greed that they can't control, or because they're very competitive and they want to compete with someone and they're doing it for competitive reasons. So, in the Wisdom of Healing cards, you got bring humor into your life. Think about whether you truly have a sense of humor. Healing is enhanced with humor, and laughter can enlighten almost anything, certainly most day to day irritations. Your goal is to bring humor to everything that causes you stress, as this is one of the most empowered responses you can have. I can tell you, these people who are letting their ego run their life, or their emotional defensive nature, or their competitive nature, or their fearful insecure nature, are not bringing humor into their life. Those are the people who have the devil in their foundation, and they keep emotionally investing in their shadowy, fearful nature. They're afraid of investing in people. They're afraid of stepping outside their comfort zone. They're afraid of looking themselves in the mirror. They're afraid of dealing with their past pain and heartbreak. They just want everything to stay the way they like it, and they certainly don't bring humor into their life. And then surrender to your soul's path. Your soul's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. If there has, I maybe told you this, but anybody who's trying to change, they're intuitive that they've not, for some of them, they know they haven't been telling the truth. They maybe haven't been telling the truth because they were kind of up in fantasy land, and they could have deceived other people who thought they were going to be their emotional wish fulfillment, but they weren't being honest with them. And if any of those people want to get out of that way of being, they have to overcome how their mind, their ego, their fear, their insecurity tries to stop them from getting their divine inheritance, from listening to their intuition. They have to put an end to letting their mind and their emotional confusion and their wanting to escape reality, if they don't want to keep kind of creating a little bit of hell for themselves every day. If they want to get out of that, they have got to take some time to believe in themselves, tap into what their dreams are, of what they have a goal for in their life long term, quit being immature and impulsive, and become enlightened to the truth and see life differently. And then they will get balance within themselves, and they will have found balance between their dualistic nature, at which point then they could make more, it's kind of like the path to destruction is wide and the path to creating a little heaven on earth is a narrow path. We have to find balance between our wants and needs and selfish, greedy nature with being loving and just and fair, not giving up on our dreams, not letting our fear and insecurities dictate our life, not let our lustful, greedy, selfish nature run our life. If we want to have what is our divine right to have, we have to make the free will choice to balance out this want for loving and abundant relationships with our more selfish, greedy, immature, indulgent nature. And we need to find that balance within ourselves so that we have good boundaries within ourselves for when we get in relationships with other people, that we maintain our boundaries within ourselves. It is not someone else's responsibility for us not to act immature and impulsive and reckless and blame other people. No one else is responsible for us maintaining our balance in ourselves but ourselves. I also did a random flip of the quote calendar, and you got March 5th. If you are ever tempted to look for outside approval, realize that you have compromised your integrity. If you need a witness, be your own. Our worldly nature, our prideful, egotistical nature, we think like, oh, I want to do this and everybody will think this and this of me. Like I say, the things in our mind are in our own mind. People can tell you all sorts of stuff like, oh my gosh, that's so great. And they think you're an idiot. Be true to yourself. Quit looking and being worried about what everyone else thinks about you. Who knows what the hell they're thinking? Who knows? They're busy with their own life. Just like you're not sitting consumed really about their life. And if they are, you need to do some work to quit doing that, because you shouldn't be so concerned about other people in their life. You're here to create your life, to invest in things and people and hobbies and projects and all those good things that really bring joy to your life, because you can bring that divine inheritance to yourself by every day focusing on gratitude and appreciation and investing in those things that bring you joy. Why would you waste your time worrying about what other people are doing in their life or worrying about what they think about your life? Go live your life authentically. So there you go, Taurus energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you. Yeah, a summary version. Someone is hiding that because they could have acted out of pride and ego, they feel stuck even within their own foundation because they tried to manipulate loving people and they tried to hide it, and now they feel stuck in their own house. Some of them ended up getting in a relationship with someone for pride and ego reasons, and now they feel stuck in that relationship. So there you go. I wish you all peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.